Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm very pleased to present another One Piece video. This is a project that I've been working on for a few days, and it mainly stemmed from two things. One is a previous video I watched about 3 or 4 months ago that came to my hand very recently, and another one is from Discord users who essentially greenlighted the idea and said, you know what, why don't you try something like this? No one has done it before. And I said, okay, sure, I'll give it a go. Before we begin though, let's have a look at our cast, and there's quite a lot of them here, 127 characters. Now I've painstakingly gone on the wiki and other resources just searching and searching to make sure that these characters are relevant in the manga most importantly, and also in the anime, and that there is nothing of this mutual exclusive boundary. There's no anime only, there's no movie only, just characters you can actually flip open a book or watch an episode and you'll see them more or less. There are a few exceptions though. For example, this character who is a Marine Vice Admiral in charge of giving epithets to the Marines. This was only an SBS by Oda. And also this character right here, I could only find a panel of him in the manga. He has not been animated in the anime, sadly. And also we do have two 𝚲𝚘𝚙𝚎s for some reason. I don't know why there's two of them. I guess I forgot, but one is prime and one is old. But they do have different styles, so at least there is a silver lining, isn't there? And yeah, let's begin. So we have 8 tiers, going from the worst tier towards the legendary one, essentially. The ones in between I will explain as we go on. It should be pretty obvious by the next like 5 characters what they all mean. But otherwise, yeah, enjoy the video. So the first one we have is this Marine, and he goes in the OK tier. Why does he go in the OK tier? Well, because this place is a catch-all term for people with mustaches who are basically, you know, normal looking. It's not like anything that elegant or crazy or weird or unique, and it's not anything that goes into the suspicious tier or anything where you try to grow one, or even disgraceful. And of course, disgraceful people don't even have mustaches, practically, so he doesn't belong in any of these 3. But then again, he doesn't have potential. He's not rising through the ranks or anything like that, figuratively speaking. He's not a professional, he's not an expert, and he's definitely not legendary, so he's okay. And the next person to go along with it is 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎𝚛. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 as you guys know, is a former first mate of Jinbei, and he was a member of the Sun Pirates. If we take away this beard combo that he has, we're only left with this very thin strip of a mustache, and it's not very that impressive at all, sorry. So that's why I believe he goes into the OK tier. Meanwhile, Attach, who is a photographer for the World Economic Journal, he goes up 1 tier into the potential one. Why? Because it's already quite impressive what he's doing, and I know that he can continue growing it or otherwise styling it in ways that will make him look even better. And speaking of better, we're going to be having 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 join the first ranks of the legendary tier. Let's have an image of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 right here. Look at him. Just look at him. I cannot make an argument against this. He looks fantastic. Now, this guy is one of the 3 judges during, I believe, NA Slobby. There was like these 3 judges that would unfairly say whether you get to go to Impel Down or not. He tried, I guess. You know, there's some kind of a mustache. It's not really that disgraceful because he did try to grow one and it's visible, but, you know, maybe in a few years, right? Maybe in a few years he'll go up here. And speaking of a few years, Batman. Oh man, it's been many years since I got to see Batman adapted into the One Piece genre, and well, he doesn't really disappoint in the anime at least. He's very overpowered, but his mustache is not very overpowered. There is potential for it to improve, and it is curled up nicely, but it's not really complementing his fangs or anything else. But, you know, hey, he can improve it, right? So, you know, I'll give him that. Now, I forgot the name of this guy, but I do remember picking him because he had an impressive mustache and beard combination where the mustache effectively fuses with the beard, and it does matter quite a bit, in my opinion, for someone like him. So he has potential for greatness. Maybe he grows the mustache a little bit more, who knows. So yeah. Now, this guy is a new character. He's one of Orochi's Oniwon-Banshu, if I'm saying that correctly. And he goes into the suspicious tier, not gonna lie. And why is he suspicious? Because I don't know what he's trying to do with these droplets, so to speak. I really don't want to think about it, so you're very sus. Now we're going to Blackback. I believe I'm saying his name correctly, and if I'm not, then so be it. You're going to be in the OK tier, and the reason why is because, again, like Aladdin, it's not too impressive. It's kind of a thin strip. It's connecting, you know, you have like a little goatee here. It's connecting to the sideburns-ish area, but, you know, not really something that I see as potential. Same thing with you, Bueno, you know, just... It looks nice, though, with, like, the lips and all, but otherwise, it's the same shenanigans, same story. Sorry, man, you're okay, though. You know, at least you're not suspicious. Now, we have our first professional in the name of Bobby Funk. These were the Kelly Funk brothers from Dressrosa during the Gladiator competition. I really like what he did with his mustache. It looks quite impressive, and I think he's a professional at it, and it suits him really well, so he gets to be in that tier. We also have this guy here, who I also forgot his name. There's actually a lot of characters I took here. I don't remember all their names. Sorry about that. But he has potential for greatness if he can continue growing his mustache and styling it in new ways. So he goes in this tier. Unfortunately, we're gonna come to our first very controversial bit, and that's Kizaru. Now, most people would say you're gonna put him in this tier, right? Because since he does technically try to grow a mustache. And you are right to an extent. But Kizaru has been trying since he was in his early 30s. And let's pull up some images here as proof. You know, here's him in his early 30s. Here's him in his 40s, right? And he's 58 now, man. He's pushing 60. I don't see the game improving. You are a disgrace, Kizaru. I'm sorry. Okay, I like your character. I like your personality. But that mustache, you are not in the mustache game. Meanwhile, this guy is in the mustache game, but he's okay. You know, he's not anything too special. You, on the other hand, are slightly more special, and you get to join your quote-unquote brother on the left. Again, I hope you maybe grow it out or do something cool with it. Capone Beige of the 5 o'clock shadow thing. You're gonna go in the suspicious tier, and the reason why is because, first of all, I wasn't really sure if I should include him in the list at all. And he does have his son, I believe his name was Pez, who also shares the same sort of a genetical, you know, facial shave kind of thing. But it's suspicious, you know? Maybe he is able to grow facial hair and he just grows so fast he has to keep shaving it. Who knows, right? And if he does, then I'll put him as a professional. But otherwise, he's suspicious. We have another Marine, and this guy, he's okay. Same story as before. Very similar to the first Marine, mind you. Brownbeard. Brownbeard is going straight up to professional tier. I really like what he did with this whole puffy kind of look, and if we put a full image here, it really suits him a lot. And he is one of the 4 characters, I believe, in the whole story who is named after a form of facial hair. As you know, in Japan, they say stuff like Shirohige, which is white beard, or Kurohige, which is black beard, and that means basically, you know, hige means facial hair. It doesn't mean mustache or beard. It's just a synonymous term that they use interchangeably. So in this case, you can call him brown beard, as in literally beard, or brown mustache. And for that, he gets extra points regardless. What a guy. This is one of Big Mom's children, as far as I know, and it's not really that impressive. Really, it isn't. It's okay. Alright? I mean, you might make the argument that, you know, it's bushier. Maybe he gets to go above a tier, and you could be right, but I'm going to put him in okay tier. Alright? Sorry, bro. His name is Bavaro, by the way. I just had to look it up. And next we have Daifuku. Daifuku is a suspicious person when it comes to these mustaches. It's tiny, and I'm not sure what he's trying to do with it. I'm not saying that he looks bad with it or anything like that. I'm sure people will disagree with me and say that he is a professional or he has potential. But I don't like it, man. It's very suspicious. But what is not suspicious, though, is Charlotte Dosma. Now, this guy, look at him. He's a professional. He's fearsome. He's confident. The expression and everything just suits him so well, especially with the eyebrows. And it also looks like it's coming out from his nose, which is always a bonus, of course, for any of these tier lists. Next we have is Charlotte Mobile, which is a very weird name. I don't know why they called him that. But he is suspicious. He's sharing the same connection with his brother, except it's slightly longer. You, my guy, Nusto. As far as I remember, Nusto, you will be going and following here in the professional tier. Quite impressive. It's also coming out of your nose, which is nice, I guess. And overall, you know, it's neatly trimmed. It's well versed. So yeah, nice. Good job. This guy. Oh man. I couldn't tell if I put him in disgrace or tried, but considering that he does have facial hair around him and he just has a thin strip here, then I'll just keep him as the you tried type of guy. 𝚲𝚙𝚘𝚎𝚛, the 𝚲𝚙𝚘𝚎s, right? The duo, the unbreakable, right? Except, well, one is unbreakable and the other one is... Now, this guy, you're going in the professional tier. Why? Because, you know, it's great. The mustache is great. I really like it, but it's not something that I would think is expertly crafted or anything of that sort, especially not compared to your former self, which, you know, lots of potential to still improve 𝚲𝚙𝚘𝚎, even at your old age. But otherwise, you know, I like 𝚲𝚙𝚎. I like him as a character. I like his mustache, but otherwise, you know, it's not like... Yeah, you know, it's professional. Enough said, it's professional. Alright, you there. Now, you can be many things, to be honest. Like, you can go in the okay tier, you can go in this kind of suspicious sort of thing, but considering that we have a lot of characters who will be exhibiting this sort of pointed, spiky style, and there's only one of them who will actually surpass all of you, you're gonna go in the okay tier. And following with the okay tier is gonna be this Marine, because I don't know what you're trying to do there, man. It's so thin. It's not really that good. And this guy's gonna go into the suspicious tier. Why? Because I don't even know what he's trying to do there. And you know, maybe he can improve, maybe not, who knows. I would honestly put him in OK tier as well, but maybe that is subject to change. You know what? Fine. You can join the OK tier. I changed my mind, but only because, you know, people are probably gonna lash out at me for this one guy they don't remember. Why is he in this tier, right? 𝚲𝚘𝚙𝚎𝚛. This guy is our first expert. Allow me to explain. This behemoth, this monstrosity, this chat has such a mustache. You can pierce like 8 people with it. Look at it. Look at just like 1 spike, 2, 3. There's like 8 spikes of them, and then more on his eyebrows. It looks amazing. It's easily top tier, but I'm gonna keep him an expert because there is still room for improvement in terms of making the mustache even larger and grander. Alright, our first Vice Admiral that goes into the professional, Mr. What was your name? Jam, I keep forgetting your name. 𝚲𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘, yeah. 𝚲𝚘𝚘𝚘 is cool. I like him as a character. His mustache is nice. I believe it's a bluish kind of color if the manga is correct. It suits him quite a lot. It doesn't really hide his scars. It doesn't camouflage it either. So, you know, it stands out. It fits him quite a bit. He looks classy. So good job, 𝚲𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘. This guy, though. This guy was from the 𝚲𝚘𝚘𝚘 Kingdom. This is the same person that Bartolomeo practically cut his tongue off for making fun of Lucy, quote unquote, back at 𝚲𝚘𝚪𝚪. And yeah, you're just... Let me just put you right there. I don't know what you're trying to pull off. It's disappointing. Dracul Mihawk. This guy was controversial for me. I couldn't really tell whether he would be an expert, even a top tier, or if he's a professional. But looking at the other characters that I've eventually caved upon, I believe Mihawk deserves to be in the professional tier, despite his design being pretty, you know, simplistic. I mean, it's kind of just, you know, it is nice. It is nice, though. It complements his sideburns. It complements, you know, the facial hair. He looks really good with it, but he also looks pretty good without it if we look at that image from him like 24 years ago when he was still a teenager. So, you know, take it as you will. If you disagree with me that he's probably an expert, I don't see him being any lower than that, though. So you're going to be a professional Mihawk, and you do act like a professional. Your manners is professional and all that stuff. Oh man, now we're getting into the interesting tiers. Oh god, this is gonna be a quick one, but it's also gonna be very rewarding. First off, let's put my boy Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, the man named after his own facial hair, another one for that matter. But unlike the other boys, Newgate has gone above and beyond, both in his legacy, both in his accomplishments, and just everything that he stands for and is represented through this mustache. People fear this man's mustache and for who he is, and for that, I truly respect you. I truly do. And I'm gonna put your quote-unquote son, despite not being confirmed as one, because why not? Your son has an even larger and longer beard, mustache, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒𝚑, we have 4 of these 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒. We don't have the 5th one because the 5th one does not have any facial hair whatsoever. He does make up for it in other kind of terms, but that's for another video. This 𝙲𝚘𝚎, I like to call him the Hebrew 𝙲𝚘𝚎 because he reminds me a lot of this, Israeli Jewish Hebrew kind of figure. No offense implied, nothing negative. And for that, I'm gonna put him in top tier level. Why? Because this whole mustache really complements the beard. It complements his entire looks. It just adds onto it. I can't imagine him having it any shorter or any longer. It seems perfect the way it is. It's a fine combination. And joining him will be our second 𝙲𝚘𝚎. I like to call this guy Saint Nick or Saint Nicholas because he reminds me of Santa Claus for some reason. It's just his mustache is extremely long. That's all I'm gonna say, and it's very well groomed. It's trimmed, and he's dedicated to it. He looks great. So props to you, man. You're fantastic. And Mr. Gorbachev, or Gorbachev, however you say it. I like to call him Gorbachev because of that little birthmark that he has. Very similar to the real life figure. And if you don't know who he is real life, then you've been living under a rock. It's huge. It looks great. And I respect you for doing something like this. The final 𝙲𝚘𝚎 though, the blondie boy, I'm not very impressed by it, honestly. In fact, I'm gonna put him in the OK tier. Very similar to this Marine. I'm sorry, it's just, like the beard is fine, but it's just the mustache it's lacking. It really is. No potential whatsoever. Elisabello, you go in the you tried little combination. Why? Because, well, you did try, but otherwise it's not disgraceful like Kizaru, but it's not anything better either. At least you have some sort of a sentiment to keep it. Tom will go into the rising through the ranks type of deal. He has a nice little bushy mustache. It looks cool. It's not really that professional. It does fit with his beard though, and I respect him for that, but otherwise, man, I hope this guy's okay, man. Last time I heard he was an impel down. Fisher Tiger goes again into this bottom tier. The reason why I don't put him in disgrace is because, first of all, his mustache is a lot more visible, and he does have facial hair to go alongside with it. So I was assuming that he might have a combo in the future, but otherwise it didn't seem like it. It's too bad for him. He did die too early. He's a great character though. Next up, we have a division commander, Fusa, or Fossa, however you pronounce it. I'm going to put this guy in the rising through the rank potential again. And the reason why is because, it feels like it needs some improvement for it to really be professional. It has this rugged, bushy kind of look. It does look good though, I'll give you that. But it's not nearly enough to become a professional. But what is enough to become a professional is my man, Ganfall. This is a forgotten character from the Skypiea arc. He was a knight who helped the Straw Hats and against their campaign of Eneru. And I respect him for it. I like the length of it. I like how it looks like. He's like an easy top 30, top 20 kind of guy in my opinion for this type of deal. So this guy, the king, he's some sort of a royalty figure that I caught from the wiki. He showed up in the Reverie during that arc in the in the manga and in the anime. He's gonna go up in the rising through the ranks kind of tier. Why? Because, well, it just feels like there's some potential. It's not that good. It's not that bad. But, it's there. It's just your standard kind of thing, but a little bit better. Garp is a professional. Looks great. Complements your whole goatee style. And I can't really imagine him without it. If he does have without it, though, then maybe he goes down here kind of, but it looks really good for him though. And his eyebrows do remind me of Qin Zhao's a little bit, but kind of less pronounced. For some reason I just made that connection. Alright, Genzo, I believe that was your name. You were in Kokoyashi Village during Nami's and Arlong Park arc. You have some potential, it's good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's good. Nothing much to be said. Gin, or Jin, however you pronounce it. I call him Jin. I'm sorry, Jin. You are a disgrace. I can't. I can't buy this, man. This is not okay. You need to grow it out, man. For now, you don't belong with any of these boys. But Roger. Oh man, Roger, you belong right here where you belong. And I did forget to mention that people like Roger and Whitebeard even have their mustaches engraved on their Jolly Roger and flag. That just shows you how dedicated they are to the mustache master race, the mustache cause. Hack is an interesting one. I'm actually going to put him in top tier, and I will explain why. It's because when you factor in the overall combination, it really looks great. It's fairly simplistic, I get it. Maybe he could have jumped a bit lower to like professional tier for being well combed and well trimmed, or even rising through the ranks. But there's just something about him that gives off these good vibes, and I'm going to put him in top tier for that. Feel free to disagree though. Harudin, or Hajrudin, or however you pronounce it. You're okay. You're okay, man. All right. You know, you kind of have a similar sort of, conundrum, but it's a bit thicker. That's all I'm gonna say. So I cannot pronounce your name. I have your name right now on my phone, and I'm not able to pronounce it. I don't know how to say your name. So he's a Duke from the Odin flashback. We don't see him anytime anywhere else, and it's okay. It's nothing too like grand. It's okay for royalty, I guess. This guy, I don't even know how to describe it. He looks very freaky, but I will give him points for originality, and it's definitely way better than what these guys could come up with. So, potential to improve, maybe trim that a little bit, or grow it a bit more, who knows, and make it look professional. Alright, my boy? This guy. This is the same guy that Nami was, and Luffy and Usopp back in Water 7. They had all this gold with them, and they were trying to, exchange it for berries. And he was a negotiator that basically got intimidated by Nami thanks to her, talking skills. He's a professional though when it comes to the looks. It's very neat, very symmetrical, looks pretty good. Complements, your head, your forehead, and the temple kind of. Your overall face structure and jawline, it seems to complement it a lot. Very sharp angle, I would say. Fujitora. Fujitora, man, I love you, but I'm sorry. Although, I will say one thing. In the manga, his mustache is a lot darker though. So if you want, you can put him in this tier, but nothing higher. In my opinion though, he belongs in this category. Sorry, man. Jabra. Oh man, Jabra and Kaido. I want to get these two characters out of the line first of all. So let me put Jabra here, and let me put Kaido here, and I will explain why. So first of all, Jabra has the same Fu Manchu style as Kaido does, except for Jabra, it's a lot thinner. It reminds me of these Chinese whiskers type of duet. It reminds me like a Chinese philosopher. And for Kaido, it's more of a Mongolian style, and his Fu Manchu is quite thicker, and again, he is huge, and Jabra is around human-sized. But hear me out on one thing. Both of their facial hair are around chest length. They're very, very long. It means that they had dedication when it comes to growing it for years and years and years. So if we put Jabra and scale him to the size relative of Kaido, then it's practically the same length. It's just the thickness of it, and that's really trivial. Not everyone is able to grow a thick Fu Manchu. Some of them can grow thin ones, and that's perfectly fine. I think it fits both of them really, really well. It defines their character, and it's especially defining for Kaido because we get to see many times how his Fu Manchu has been growing in the Odin flashbacks, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. He's kept it at neck level, he's kept it at chest, beginning of chest level. Now it's around waist level, and it's just great seeing him letting it grow all the way to his waist, as if he's trying to break a world record, which, to be honest, he probably did break it. Abdullah Jeet, I think that's his name, or it was just Jeet. Jeet is quite nice, actually. I was gonna put him around, expert level, or kind of top tier type of thing. It does look really, really nice. I don't know what it is about it, but the small little like mustache fits him so well, despite him looking like a stereotypical, like a Moroccan type of corsair type of thing, or someone from Saudi Arabia, or Babylon. But yeah, I'm gonna put you as a professional. You look really good, and if possible, I would put you higher up. This guy was called 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢𝚛𝚒, I believe. He's actually one of Odin's vassals, and I didn't know about this until I went on the wiki and it was revealed that it was as such. And there is a chapter in the manga where it shows him being one of his vassals. You're gonna go here, okay? You have potential. It's a lot better than what these guys can do again, but it's nothing too, grand. This guy, I believe, was one of the Galila crew of Frankies in Water 7. It's okay. Again, he's suffering from that same syndrome as everyone else in that tier. Just a thin little thing that then complements some kind of a beard, right? Yeah. All right. Looks like we have quite a bit left. All right. So this guy here, he's well, I guess he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's not really sus. I think this suits him a lot better than what these guys can come up with, but I'm mostly basing this off that hairstyle. The knights, Big Mom's knights, the chess knights, whatever you call them. These guys are quite decent, actually. A lot better than I honestly expected. Not really professional, but definitely potential-wise. Odin's father, Kozuki Sukiyaki. This now is a much, much better example than whatever this dude was trying to do. He is a professional. Looks really good on him. It's neat. It's tight. It suits him really, really, really well. And unlike Orochi, it's not like in the center of his lip. It's kind of to the edges where it's supposed to be. For Orochi, I'm just going to get him out of the way. He's going to be a tier below. Although I do understand why Orochi wanted to grow it kind of like near his lip and all, and it does make him look more of this villainous sort of character, which he is. Just like, I prefer if he had it near the edge. That's all I'm saying. Now, this guy is from the Drum Kingdom arc. He was one of Wapol's men in charge of like administration, I believe. And this guy, he's actually pretty high up. I would actually put him around a professional, if not maybe higher. And the reason why I would put him in professional is because of this whole... let me scroll up here for a sec. Do you see like these three kind of like circles, spheres, whatever you call them? It really makes sense for him to connect it with the mustache combo. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the world government flag symbol. The four kind of circles, representing maybe Mary Joie, and then the four sides of the world, and then like maybe the red line in between. It really reminds me of this sort of a cypherpole agent, or someone from the Celestial Dragons. But again, it's your choice, guys, wherever you want to put him. I'm just going to keep him here. Now, this guy is also a professional. And the reason why is because his crescent moon style mustache seems to remind me a lot of Whitebeard and Weevil. It looks nice. The pose he makes is quite cute, to be honest, with the smile and all. It goes really well with his facial hair down here below and that little goatee. And I think it's well done. Well done, dude. I'm proud of you. This guy has potential. I forgot where he was from, but, it's not really that big of a fan. But then again, it's a lot better. So... Laoji, you will also fall into this potential type of category. I will give you points though. You did have a much, much shorter mustache back like around 20 years ago when you were around 52 years old, and I would have placed you back in this category. But this is you when you're old, so I'm just gonna put you right here. This guy, oh man, what are you doing? What are you doing? We have another professional here. This is a royalty figure that showed up in the Reverie. I like what he did. I like it all. It suits him quite a bit. I like how he trimmed the edges around here. It reminds me of this kind of a Western, sheriff, or some kind of a rich oligarch type of deal. Maybe someone with oil or more of just like crops from the 19th century. So yeah, good on you, man. He actually reminds me of a lobbyist. All right. This guy, the panel only, manga only conundrum. You are also a professional. I do have a larger panel here which I can show, but it doesn't really show the full extent of his mustache, and even then it looks great. It's definitely nothing of this potential tier. We have no idea how long it could be, so people, you can feel free to theorize just how long. Maybe it's even longer than Kaido's. You never know, man. You never know. This dude looks really, really weird. I don't even know where you're from, and it's okay. It's, you know, it's not really that good, but it's there. This guy, he reminds me of a certain dictator from history, but unlike that person, he looks really, really good with it. It's well trimmed, it's well designed. I like what he's trying to do here, this whole theme. So, you know, you can keep it. Blackbeard, oh god. Oh man, this is gonna be very controversial as well. You can probably guess where I'm gonna put him, and that's right here. Why? Because let's ignore his beard for a second. He does not have any mustache game whatsoever, okay? It's not that he tried, it's just that he never bothered to really extend it. For all these years that we've seen Blackbeard throughout the story, he's never really like done anything. He either just shaves off his facial hair or he just keeps it as it is. And even post time skip, he has an awesome beard, but it doesn't really extend all the way here. And if it did extend all the way here, then I'll have to take it out because it's just a beard combo type of deal. This fella would go into the rising ranks again. Has potential to be greater, but you know, just this kind of sentiment from there. Maynard, I believe that was your name. You were in Dressrosa. You tried, Maynard. You tried many stuff. You tried to be a gladiator. You tried to infiltrate. You kind of failed both times. And your mustache game isn't all that better either. But I'll give you points. You're not a disgrace. At least you get to stay there. If not, at least you can be put up to OK tier. But I'm going to keep you here, man. Alright? Thunder McGuy. Oh, this is another legend. Fantastic dude. Awesome abilities and awesome mustache. This is one of the very few characters whose mustache complements his unknown thunder/lightning sort of ability that we got to see in Marineford. I'm very interested to see more of him, but he is a Whitebeard ally and I'm not sure we'll see him ever again, to be honest. But hey, very much respect for however many years it took him to groom and trim it into that length. This guy is a definition of the okay category with a ... because it's just like, what are you trying to do? Is this like some sort of an animal theme? I don't know. But you're there, okay? Momonga is going into the expert tier. I like Momonga a lot. I like him as a character. I like him even more for his facial hair. He does have two styles. There is one style from about 27 years ago during the Battle of the Ed War. And then we have a style now. But the only reason he's not in the top tier is because there is going to be a Marine Vice Admiral that surpasses Momonga in this style. And I will go into that detail very, very soon. But he's above professional. He looks really, really good with it. It suits him well. He's fierce, he's intimidating, but he's also, you know, well groomed with it. The Monkey Man boy, whatever his name was. Very nice, to be honest. It looks good with your eyebrows. You have potential. This guy, you have potential as well. You have some sort of a older Vietnam flashback biker, you know, veteran type of thing. Remind me a lot of some of those. It's like Hulk Hogan, but if he was a biker and something like that. I'm not really sure what I'm saying anymore. The SBS dude. Again, you're gonna be here. No real questions, just the Fu Manchu could be longer. And you kind of remind me a lot of a certain other character that I'm gonna be bringing up soon. This guy here with that hairstyle. So yeah. This is one of the 4 North Blue Kings Judge essentially killed off. And, you know, I'm going to put him as a professional. It looks good. It's well trimmed. It's good. It's just, you know, I don't have any more questions, really. Orlumbus, my man, Orlumbus. Where do we put you? I mean, it's. I don't really think it's professional. I think it's more of hovering this tier. Definitely not here though. You are very close to professional. I would have put you like here if there was an order, but otherwise you're just gonna go here. You remind me a lot of a certain vice admiral that again I will bring up soon, but I don't know. I feel like it could be thicker to be honest. Pika, you tried. You tried, my man. At least, if it wasn't that dark, you immediately become a disgrace, but it's actually visible, so I can't really do much about it. Peachbeard, Pinkbeard, however you call it. This guy showed up during the Reverie arc when we got to have an introduction of the 4 revolutionary commanders. You have a lot of potential, to be honest. I like what you're trying to do. You have an interesting little style. It's kind of like Whitebeard almost, but in a different way. Keep doing what you're doing and all. It's a bit of a weird color though. It's just like the brown hair and the pink but then again, you have blonde and white. I won't really question it. Pound. Oh man, Pound. What a controversial character. Why are you even just... Okay, but you're okay though when it comes to this. It's not really that sus. This guy is a professional. This is one of those 3 judges that I mentioned earlier with this guy, except that he actually put in the effort to make sure his mustache stands out, and for that, you become a professional. Queen. Oh man, Queen, you are an expert. You are high tier. You are not in the fantastic tier though, as much as I love you and your character, and the reason why is because I feel like your Fu Manchu could be slightly longer, and I'm really nitpicking here. You're kind of in the same situation as Dagama and Momonga, but expert is still a very much created spot. I mean, we have 3 characters in expert, so you guys have a little special place for yourselves. We have another Whitebeard division commander, and we're gonna put you as a professional. It looks quite nice on you, and it's coming out from your nose almost type of deal, same as this guy. And I like the face that you make alongside with it. He reminds me a lot of Jack Sparrow, to be honest. He'll look good if he had this little mustache. And your name is Rakuyo, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention, during the Odin flashback, we did get to see him with his, famous chain and ball. And he was already growing one, so that's extra points for you. You were planning to have something like this, weren't you? So you get to be there. This guy, I think his name was Ramen, literally. Like, it's a very weird name. You have potential. I was gonna put you in professional tier, but I feel like you could have made it a bit longer, so, you can stay there. King Rikudodo III. You are a professional. You have spent about over 20 years growing out your mustache. Around age of 40, we got to see a picture of this very thin mustache beginning to form on him. And just over the years, he's been growing it, and trimming it, and changing its color. So yeah, you are a professional, man. Good on you. Now we come to the infamous quote-unquote twins. These guys aren't actually twins. They showed up during the arc with Captain Morgan and, Kobe, and when Luffy first meets Zoro. I forgot the name of the arc, which is very, very embarrassing. It was so early in the story, I forgot. This guy is called Ripper, and this guy is called Rokaku. Ripper is the leader, and Rokaku is his subordinate. He's like the second in charge. You guys are both okay. Alright? Nothing too special. Very early in the story, I don't really expect too much from Oda when it comes to this. You, on the other hand, oh man, I don't even know what you're trying to do. I really don't know. I'm scared, kind of, but you're okay. You're not that suspicious. Sakazuki Akainu, I'm sorry. You are a disgrace. You have the same argument as Kizaru, as Fujitora. It's not even that dark in the manga either, to be honest. So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Your goatee is nice, okay? But this... why didn't you grow it? Why didn't you pull a garp or something like that? Why don't you try that? This guy has potential. Nothing much to be said. He was in Kokoyashi's village. I don't even know who he is, but he's apparently in the manga as well, so there you have it. Scorpion. I believe he was Alabasta arc. He's a professional. Looks very good on him. I like what he did with it. It looks just everything on his face just adds up. It's a full package. It's good. Sengoku is a professional. Now, I have Sengoku from the Battle of the Ed War, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. He hasn't changed his style for over 30 years at this point. It's neat. It's clean. It really, really makes him look a lot better. There was a point when he did not have it and he still looked fire, so this is just like an added compliment. I don't really see any more potential for him to grow it or keep it as it is. It's clean. You know, some people don't need to grow it any longer. Just keep it as it is, right? Senor Pink, I love you, man, but you are very suspicious with whatever you're trying to do. This is even tinier than Daifuku. What are you trying to do, man? You are hard-boiled, but, man, oh, man. Shanks. Shiki. Look, it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. Okay, your beard, Shiki, you have something. You have long ass hair, but you know you have whatever this here is. But what is that on your upper lip? We're looking at the upper lip here as well, and your quote unquote goatee hasn't really changed since you met Luffy either, Shanks. So, yeah. Sicilian, I believe that was his name. It looks quite nice. You are a professional with it. I don't see why it needs to be any longer. And it definitely doesn't need to be any shorter. He's a mink, so there's only so far they can really grow with it. To my knowledge. You know, keep it as it is, man. Keep it as it is. Stainless. Vice Admiral Stainless. Top tier. Did you know that Stainless had a name called Kaiserhige, which means Kaiser's mustache, which I suppose is a name on Kaiser Wilhelm II. This used to be on his Viver card, and he used to have an actual name of Kaiserhige, but it was changed to Stainless, and I had to research about this. It's just, I don't know, it looks so good on him. There's just something about it, this energy. Alright, you can feel free to disagree, okay? I mean, he's easily professional otherwise. He's easily a professional. Definitely not in any tier below. You can even put him in expert if you wanted to compare him to Momonga, but I think Stainless has an edge, and he deserves to be up with the top dogs. This was a train conductor, I believe, from Water 7, and as far as I know or remember him, which I barely do, to be honest, he's, he has potential. Here you go. Strawberry, you're okay. Alright? You could have some potential, but you're more of this long-ass hair, long-ass head type of combination and really long beard. You're not really a mustache type of guy. But you know who is a mustache type of guy? Streisand. The old one, that is. This guy, legend. 92 years old. He's like 92 or 94 or something. And we all know he probably clapped Big Mom back when she was prime, and still, this man does not disappoint. What a legend. What a chat. Hugely underrated. King Tacos. This is a guy from the Reverie, and as much as stereotypes apply, it's great. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna put him as an expert, but if you want, you can put him as a top tier just because, you know, his mustache. You know what? But nah, whatever. I'm gonna put him. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep you here. I'll keep you right here. Yeah. Awkward. Tamago, though, you will. Yeah, you're an expert. You're an expert, Tamago. Can't really say much else. It's great. You know, it's not really top tier or anything like that, but it's something that is above professional, and it's great on you. So yeah. I forgot your name, and I don't really want to learn too much about it, but looking at your mustache, it's okay. It's okay. This is a character called 𝚬𝚙, I believe. He was also present in the Reverie arc, and the reason why I bothered to learn his name is because it looks really, really cool. Really, it does. It has this whole, you know, British imperialism type of theme and stereotype. I like what he did with it. You know, I like it. And I don't really care too much about the color contrast because who knows, he might have dyed it for Alright, I think his name was Ho or something like that. He was in the Alabasta arc. He was a really cool and kind dude, kind old man, and you know, you're fine. You at least have a bushier mustache than the rest. This guy is an expert. I don't care what people say. There's only one answer. Just look at it. I will leave it at this. Vegapunk is very suspicious right now. We have no idea how Vegapunk looks like, and the only reason why I have Vegapunk added in this list is because there is a chance he might have really cool facial looking hair, maybe a mustache, right? He's a scientist. Who knows? Scientists may have facial hair, such as a very prominent one that we'll talk about soon. So, you know, he's suspicious for now. Virgo, I mean, Virgo, you did try. I will give you that, but no. You, on the other hand, you are an expert. This man, Judge Top 5, as King of Lightning would say, this man has gone above and beyond everyone else who has this sort of a pointy, spiked little mustache style. You know, he's better than Sukiyaki. He's better than, where is that guy? Where is he? I lost you. He's better than Orochi. You get what I mean, right? He's better than those spiky little figures. So, oh yeah, there you are, this guy. So yeah, there's nothing really much to say. It looks good on him, and yeah, keep at it, Judge. Vista, another top tier, looks amazing. Granted, he did not have it in the Odin flashback, but that was over 30 years ago, and I'm very, very happy that he decided to one day grow it. Must have taken inspiration from a few figures that he came across. I can't even pronounce your name, to be honest, but I remember who you are very, very well because of Sanji. You're okay. You're like, you know, it's nothing too shabby. You are also going to follow with him, to be honest, but like I was gonna put you in okay tier, but now that I look at it compared to the others, we're just gonna drop you down to sus. I don't like it. I don't know. It's a bit controversial, I know, but yeah, I don't like it. This is also an allied pirate under Whitebeard, but I forgot his name. Wapol is okay. He's not sus or anything like that. He's okay, but he definitely needs improvement, okay? He definitely, in terms of character-wise, he has made a huge improvement. He now has his own kingdom, and he's become relevant, and he's, you know, rubbing it in Vivi's face and the others, which was great to see, to be honest, for a villain that is returning. But otherwise, you know, work on your game a bit. I think this guy here is underrated. I'm going to put him in potential. I like what he did here. I don't see anyone else with this type of combination. And, you know, the only thing he could do before he makes it professional is just grow it out a bit, make it thicker and bushier. Just go. You are okay, alright? Whoop Slap, you are okay. Granted, you are one of the earliest characters in the story, so, you know, there is some sentiment to put you a bit higher, you know, some weight, but you're okay. This is one of those Marines, I believe, who's in charge of communications, and yeah, it's just, you know, you're okay. You're okay. You have the same kind of thing as the others. One of the four famous Yakuza leaders of the regions. I forgot what region you were from, to be honest. I think you were Udon? Maybe you were Udon? Or wait, no, it was Kibi. I think it was the Kibi region. But, you know, it's nothing too impressive. But what is impressive, though, is the man, the myth, the legend, the OG top tier, mushtastic, fantastic individual. Oh man, Zeph, you just... Oh man, just no questions needed. Let's have a look at some images to see why Zeph is a top tier. Oh, that's hot. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is the full list. So yeah, I'll put the link to this in the description below and the comments. And this was also my first time really recording a full-length video, so you know, it's gonna be awkward. But whatever, I'm confident about it, and I don't give a damn. Anyways, guys, if you like it, leave a comment. If you don't, then, you know, just let me know why you don't like it or why you disagree. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm working on a new video. Bye.